How to effectively learn a language online. Did you know 1.2 billion people are learning different foreign languages right now? If you are trying to learn Mandarin online, Japanese, Spanish, French, etc., you are not alone. If you are trying to learn a new language but not manage things, take a deep breath and don't worry. We do not need to dig into the benefits of learning a foreign language. However, if you are feeling demotivated and about to give up, we want you to know that people who are fluent in more than one language tend to earn 2% to 15% greater income than those who are not fluent in multiple languages. Despite language learning being a time-consuming and persistent demanding job, there are many ways you can effectively learn a language online. In this blog, we will discuss how you can learn a language effectively from different online sources. Make smart goals. Whether you want to learn a language online or from other sources, smart goals are very critical to your success. For instance, if you are learning a Mandarin language, you cannot be fluent after attending the first lecture of your Mandarin class. Goal setting is where most of the learners fail. Understandably, you might be learning a new language for specific reasons, and that might be time-specific. But, always remember about language learning. The less at a time, the better. Consider yourself a child learning to speak his native language. Set measurable, achievable, realistic, and specific by giving enough time to each milestone. Look for online sources to learn basics. Once you've understood the importance of SMART goals for your language learning success, start looking for different online sources. One of the most extensively used online language learning resources is Duolingo. You have to start from basics, and it is great for that. For instance, as an English native, if you want to learn Mandarin online, start with Duolingo. It will teach you starting from the most basic vocabulary used by the natives. As you advance, you can learn sentences and conversational chunks. There are unlimited online resources, language courses, and learning guides to help you along the way. Let's just list some online resources to learn Mandarin online or Chinese. Anki is software to learn Mandarin or any other language. It helps you track your progress as well as flashcards aids and speed up the learning process. Other online resources include Juku, Tatiba, etc. Learn the right words to grasp a language. Many people make a mistake when learning online. They are trying to memorize the most sophisticated and complex words of the foreign language they intend to learn. Whatever language you are learning, you don't have to master every word from its vocabulary. Have you heard about Pareto principle? The principle is based on cause and effect. It says that 80% of all the outcomes in any field result from 20% input or causes. It also applies to language learning. Only 20% of vocabulary learning can make 80% of language comprehensible for you for most languages. For example, 65% of the written material in English has been derived from the first 300 words of English vocabulary. So the key to learning a language is not to learn as much as you can. It is about learning the right things. Find cognates of your new language online. When you are learning a language, make it easy for yourself. No language is 100% unique. Cognates are common words between two languages in terms of context, meaning, or visual representation. In other words, different languages borrow words from other languages. It sounds different in every language due to differences in accent, spellings, or stress on pronouncing the word. For instance, most Japanese words have been borrowed from Chinese and Mandarin languages. Similarly, The Swedish language has the most cognates of the English language. The point here is to do some research when trying to learn a language online. You will be surprised to know that you already know a lot about the language you are planning to learn. Listen to podcasts and radio shows. Do you want to be a fluent speaker in a new language you are learning? It is not necessary to travel there to be fluent like natives. You can manage to learn a language like fluents by doing some practice in your daily life. There are free online podcasts, radio shows, music, etc. you can leverage to learn the language accent, stress levels on words while pronouncing, common words, native slang and jargon. Sign up for free resources available online and start your journey now. Utilize online media for fluency like natives. You can copy the accent and learn vocabulary by listening to podcasts and radio shows. There is yet another effective way to learn a language online. You can utilize multimedia in the language you are learning. Movies, TV shows, web series, etc. will help you learn how to say different words. How the native speakers pronounce a word, leaving air out of the mouth, stressing words, etc. Visual media will also help to understand the contextualization of different words in the vocabulary. Find a native language partner online. After all the learning, memorizing vocabulary, you cannot master yourself in a language unless you are not speaking it. There is a difference between watching a cake baking video and actually baking a cake. So, don't risk losing your all efforts by not practicing the language you are learning. For instance, if you are trying to learn Mandarin online, find a native to practice your language skills. You can also join any online Mandarin class to speak in Mandarin and improve your command of the language. Use online forums and chat rooms where natives usually communicate. Last but not least, you can effectively learn different languages online by joining different social forums, groups, chatroom where the natives of the language you speak often communicate. You can learn a plethora of new words by joining different online forums. Again, if we talk about someone trying to learn Mandarin online, some great options can be Chinese-forum.com and Tatiba to learn new words, phrases, etc., to learn a new language. Learning a language online is beneficial for those who cannot give enough time to attend Cantonese class or any other language class or learn a language from free sources. In a nutshell, always be smart to choose your online resources for learning a new language.